So we've bumped into Sir Stirling Moss, legend of English motorsport.
Thank you.
With a Borgward,
Yeah.
which we obviously can see the new car, or the old car here.
Yeah.
The new car, you were telling me, isn't going to be seen till
Not
Frankfurt.
till Frankfurt, I think.
But again, what's your beautiful looking car? And I must admit, some of the older cars are the ones that I'm finding the most fascinating
I
here.
must say, you look at that car, I mean, it's really old, but it was a great car at the time. The engineering and so on was very advanced on that. And, I mean, you can take the car they've got here as an old car. I'm sure it'd be jolly good in modern racing, actually.
Well, I noticed as well, Ford have got a Ford GT here, an original Ford GT.
Yeah.
And obviously they're relaunching.
That's a bit bigger, yeah.
Yeah. And then we've also got a couple of other, I even spotted the Ford Escort Mexico.
Oh, really?
So on their stand, a lovely orange version.
Yeah.
But again, in terms of racing, there's a few interesting things here. I know you haven't had much chance to look around the show yet.
No, I haven't, unfortunately, because I've been talking to people like yourself, so I'm not allowed to see out there.
Well, we had a quick look earlier at the new car from Jim Glickenhaus, the SCG 003, which he's looking at campaigning at Le Mans. And
really?
He's done some work with the P45 Ferrari-based competition car that he created for the Nürburgring 1,000 kilometres, which I know you've campaigned many a time.
Great circuit.
It is.
No,
it is.
Absolutely.
How do you compare endurance racing of your age to what the guys are doing now?
Well, the big difference, of course, is cars were not nearly as reliable then as they are today. I mean, now you start in the 24-hour race at Le Mans, and it's bad luck if you don't finish. In my era, sort of thing, it was bad luck if you did, because there were different problems. And but 24 hours to me is a little bit longer than I like, because I would prefer to drive in a long distance race, driving myself only, not sharing the car.
Yes, having
with
to do
somebody.
driving stints.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of takes it away
otherwise
from you.
you take care of the car, give it to your co-driver, he brings it back and says, look, afraid the brakes are off, and this is pulling, steering's doing this, that, and the other.
So a master of your own fate, in essence.
Well, yeah, in a way.
Yeah. And we're seeing, obviously, you've retired, and there was the thing about you not racing anymore and everything, but we've still seen you doing a couple out there at the front. Are we still going to see you campaigning?
No, I should be out doing demos if anybody wants a demo. No, I decided when I got to 83, I probably had a good innings, had quite a few shunts, and so I retired then. Let the youngsters in, you see.
That's the wonderful thing about, the way that the sport has developed, of course, is safety.
Oh, absolutely.
From
amazing. Amazing. I was just saying, thank God there hasn't been a serious accident in Formula One for over 20 years. I mean, that's touch wood. That's an amazing fact. Because in my era, it does. But in the early days, in my era, it was no surprise. I mean, you lose 2 or 3 drivers every year, which is not a good thing.
And again, that's kind of what always resonates with me, is you were literally putting your life on the line at every race, potentially.
Yeah.
And we know that you had a particularly bad crash, and we know that thankfully you came back from that.
Well, unfortunately, the cars then were made of materials that they haven't got today. I mean, some of these materials that we've got that they use in the cars is fantastic. Obviously, in my era, that hadn't been developed, and they were much more likely to break. And I've had 7 wheels come off in my time. 6 brake failures. Put your foot on the brake and it go right straight to the floor. Those sort of things, which are pretty scary.
Well, and there was the instances where taping a spanner to the steering wheel because of response times and everything was the way that drivers reacted to it at the time, because that's all they could do.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Sir Stirling, we hope you enjoy the rest of the show. We will let you get on with your journey and see what's out there.
Thank you very much. Enjoy it.
Lovely to see you again.
Thanks. Cheerio.
Okay, cheers.